Welcome to Stirling, one of the most important places in Scotland's history. The site of battles of kings and queens and freedom and just people, really. Would like to tell you just a little bit of what the place is all about. Stirling's a very old city, of course, but not much of it as old as the rock itself, which is 8,000 years old. It's a volcanic outcrop. This here is Stirling's Back Walk. It's the oldest maintained public road in Scotland. Just above us is the castle and the Church of the Holy Rood. Lovely place altogether. This is Stirling's King's Knot. It's one of two formal gardens that the castle had. The first one is up, a smaller one up in the castle grounds itself. This one was down below. It was based on an old jousting field at first, and then it was turned into a formal garden for the castle. It was all sort of knotwork parterres and hedges all around. Obviously it was pretty when you were down here, but when you saw it from up there it had the scale that you would expect in many big houses that you'll see around the world. Of course, Stirling Castle isn't just a big house. It was always intended to be far grander, a place fit for European kings. So just below the castle sits the Church of the Holy Rood, which is thought to be the only other living church in Britain besides Westminster Abbey to have been used for coronations. From the church's location at the top of the town, there's a commanding view across the Carse of Stirling in just about any direction from the very old cemetery. Most of the buildings are from about 1500, 1600 or so, but the castle's earliest known origins are around 1110, when King Alexander I dedicated a chapel here. The oldest surviving part is thought to be the North Gate from around 1380. That's thought to have been the location of the Royal Mint, after which the UK currency, sterling, or sterling really, is named. So sterling is actually a Scottish currency, named from Gaelic. From the north side of the castle, on what's known as the Hearing Hill, or the Execution Hill, we also know it as the Gowan Hill, we can see another famous landmark from the town, the Wallace Monument. This impressive monument was built on the Abbey Craig in the 19th century in celebration of William Wallace, one of Scotland's most famous warrior leaders. Built by public subscription, it's said that even Garibaldi contributed to its cost. The monument houses Wallace's claymore, allegedly. It's one big sword and he was one wee guy. How he managed to swing it, we just don't know. Below the monument is the part of Stirling known as Causeway Head. It was in this causeway that the Battle of Stirling Bridge was fought, and where Wallace and Andrew Murray defeated the English forces on 9/11/1297. The last fordable place in the River Forth, the enemy was forced to cross a bridge which could only take two abreast. The Scots waited and then fell upon the English, who were trapped and unable to reinforce their retreat. The bridge you see here isn't the original one, but that's thought to have been only a stone's throw further up. Just as famous as Rob Roy MacGregor, though he's not a Stirling man exactly, but he's buried not far away in Balquhidder, and his entertaining legend goes on. Entertainment is something that Stirling does a fair bit of. There's plenty of bars and restaurants, as well as the Albert Halls at the bottom of the Castle Rock. And at the top of the town, is the Tolbooth Arts Centre, which also hosts a lot of good music events. The MacRobert Arts Centre at the university is the third part of Stirling's performing arts offer. It sits in what's often described as one of the most beautiful university campuses in the world. Apart from just the natural beauty on offer, the University of Stirling offers summer accommodation in its halls, and all of that is set amongst the stunning campus grounds that are just dotted with artworks of all sorts. Pathfoot, the first part of the university buildings, was built in 1967, and it's a registered museum too. It's got an impressive collection of visual art in its walls. Although an Italian monk called Damien is known to have thrown himself off the castle walls, robed in hen's feathers in an effort to fly to France, Stirling does actually have a fairly successful aviation history, with the Barnwell brothers, who designed and flew the first aircraft over a half-mile course in Scotland. These brothers went on to design the Blenheim bomber, which could fly at 300 miles per hour, half as fast again as fighter aircraft at the time, and they were exceptionally important in the Second World War. Perhaps Stirling's most pivotal moment in Scotland's history lies in the events of June 24, 1314. Actually, it's not really Stirling's history, but Bannockburn's, which is a separate town on the edge of Stirling, and don't you forget it. The National Trust for Scotland is custodian of Bannockburn Battlefield, the closest thing we have to a national monument in Scotland. The National Trust have just rebuilt the visitor centre to a 21st century standard. There's all whiz-bang wallop on the inside and the new interactive displays. But on the outside, it remains a quiet, peaceful reminder of the events of 700 years ago. Bannockburn is a must-see for anybody coming to Stirling. And Stirling, of course, is a must-see for anybody coming to Scotland. And we hope that includes you.